all with the objective of reining in inflation. A neutral stance is typically associated with a state of economy which neither calls for stimulating economic activity nor calls for controlling inflation by curtailing demand. Therefore, it provides the flexibility to the central bank and the MPC to move in either direction on the basis of the evolving economic conditions. In our context, the stance of monetary policy signals the intended direction of the policy rates going forward. Accordingly, with respect to the policy rate, which is the mandate of the MPC, today's change in stance from neutral to accommodative means that going forward, absent any shocks, the MPC is considering only two options, that is status quo or a rate cut. Let me also clarify that the stance should not be directly associated with liquidity conditions. While liquidity management is important for monetary policy, including decisions related to policy rate, it is an operating tool with the RBI for various purposes, including monetary policy transmission. Monetary policy decisions to change policy rates do, however, have implications for liquidity management, being the operational tool to carry out the policy changes. To summarize, our stance provides policy rate guidance without any direct guidance on liquidity management. I will, of course, be discussing later our approach to management of liquidity. Before now I share our outlook and assessment of the growth and inflation, I think a few words on the implication of the recent global trade and related policy uncertainties are in order. Let me first highlight the possible implications for growth. First and foremost, uncertainty in itself dampens growth by affecting investment and spending decisions both of businesses and households. Second, the dent on global growth due to trade frictions will also impede domestic growth. Third, higher tariffs shall have a negative impact on net exports. There are, however, I may say, several known unknowns. The impact of relative tariffs. Our relative tariffs vis-a-vis some of the other countries are quite low. Then there is the unknown of the elasticities of our export and import demand and the policy measures adopted by us. You are all aware that India is very vigorously and proactively engaging with the US administration on the foreign trade agreement. These are just to name a few. These make the quantification of the adverse impact on growth difficult. The risks to inflation, on the other hand, are two-sided. On the upside, uncertainties may lead to a possible currency pressure and therefore imported inflation. On the downside, slowdown in global growth could entail further softening in commodity and crude oil prices, putting downward pressure on inflation. Overall, while global trade and policy uncertainties shall impede growth, its impact on domestic inflation, while requiring us to be vigilant, is not expected to be of high concern.